What is good, Lone? Popping in. Oh. Oh, I'm... Based on that response, I am not 100% geared. Let me drink a bunch of coffee. Oh, it's a very relaxing morning. I don't know. My nose is... Oh, God. My nose might be fully locked up. Oh, no. Ooh. Ooh, that tastes like flowers. Ah. Let's make sure that's there. Beautiful. Oh. Well, until people pop in, let us grind. The thing that we need to grind, which is that in front of us. What is this?
Lone Syndicate said, "Grin, my friend, how are you today? You ready to take on the new realm?"
Yeah, well, I was hope we might do it. I also got to go through Camilla's quest line stuff. But Lone, why?
G-Red said, "Heyo."
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so because they were nominated for Game of the Year, bang, they're giving us a free 1,000 Astrid. Oh, hell yes. Again, that is mighty nice. And they already gave us 1,000. Actually, did they? No, that's the old stuff. Gotcha, old stuff. But I was going to say, I did see that video you sent me, Lone, by the way.
Understood.
Which makes a pretty good argument for Camilla actually, well, first of all, her like basic attack is really goated. But check this out, gang.
Between the two of us?
10 waste. A little bit of waste. Also, forgot about these things. I completely wasn't looking at them, and we need to get them. But, anyways. What do you call it? Apparently there's a pretty good argument for, when it comes to her artifacts, to actually not run a double Havoc, but instead one
Lone
Havoc.
Syndicate said, "Meanwhile, Genshin would be like hers a single pull if it was them."
Yeah, here's the best we can do is a 10-year-old character that was power crept. Here you go. And you're like, oh, wow. Oh, a wish on the standard banner. Wow. Characters that we all want 2 years later, right? Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. But, oh shit, I went down the right pipe. But, what do you call it? Yeah, 2 Havocs. But I'm sure, man, we could try to see if we got something cooking. We need a 3-star. We're gonna sort by attack, percent, hababa, this. Let's see. See if we get a good one with attack percent. Bang.
G-Red said the prologue into Phantom Liberty DLC for Cyberpunk was a buggy as fuck nightmare.
Oh no, what?
I had to troubleshoot shit and do some really dumb things in order for the quests to progress properly.
That's shitty, Red. I'm gonna say, hopefully I don't forget that this thing is ready to be unraveled. It's so annoying. Let me affect all of the switches, but not actually let you use any of them when time comes. Doesn't feel like that feels like a problem.
Loading.
Like a
Lone
very big
Syndicate
problem.
said, "I mean, until this day, I still don't have the loot, and when I was playing Genshin, I still wanted him one of the only 3 male characters I ever wanted along with it.
Shackles be gone.
I don't know, Diluc I get. Yeah, to me, I don't get Diluc as much. So I realized that she has some shit going on where she needs a couple stacks. We could probably pop this.
Feed my blossoms.
Might as well. Pop.
Self-deceivers.
8K, 80K, not bad, gang. Okay, now we have max stacks. Everything's dead. Shit, but now, wait, no, it's not. This.
Vitality.
Pop.
Sour.
I didn't even see what damage number it was, but yes. Oh, wait, here we go. There we go. All right, well, it was a lot. It died fast. I wish I could see the numbers better. Right. Anyways, but now we're on cooldown, so now we can switch to Shorekeeper and all that stuff. Oh, my heart. Got a heartburn. Is the game a bit loud? I thought it was a bit loud. I thought it was also quite a lot. I wonder why. Thank you for telling me. I probably can... Let me see. Let me knock it down about here.
Chaos.
Still a little loud. Maybe about that. That's better. Is that still loud? Doesn't seem like that's as loud. Is it too loud still? She's not speaking. She refuses to speak. Damn it. Better? It's better? I could do a little more. I'm trying to get her voice going so I can see what the hell's happening. But then, anyways,
The
this.
lovely smell of all my prey.
See, that's a little loud still. When she's speaking, maybe just a tiny tick like this. There. That should be this. A tiny feathering of it all. What's good, Cat? What's good, Red? What's good, Gnawing? Ladies and gentlemen, let me first...
Flufferkin said, meanwhile, I finished my first playthrough of Veilguard. It was quite good overall.
Good overall.
Far better than the controversial takes would imply.
Oh, cool.
Rogue and Warrior run later. Modded Skyrim comes first.
Oh, wow, so it's that good. You're good enough to where you're doing another playthrough? That bodes well. But I was going to say... ladies and gentlemen, I feel so. You have no idea how hard it is for me to not. It seems still loud, like when they're talking. It's like real loud in my ears. But I can't like compare to the mic, like the text to speech audio. It's not quite as loud, which is I don't love. I don't love that. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I feel so embarrassed. I don't want to post it. I want to go back and delete everything I posted. I also posted so much. I felt bad that there was a tab in our channel that is basically nothing, especially if someone wants the effort to make it. So I went to the story tab, and I was going to post just like a little bit of the goofy fun like lore of like legends that I thought was fun to kind of just ramble off and kind of be all, what's the word, like a storyteller adjacent voiceover vibe person who's really leaning into like how they loved her so kind of weirdness, you know. But then I was like, it doesn't really make sense unless I show you the whole thing. So then I posted like the first, basically chapter 3, which I cannot describe to you guys how I want to crawl out of my skin and like run over there and delete it because it just feels too vulnerable. It's like I'm not done it. It feels like showing people work before it's done. It's also not meant to be that. It's just meant to be kind of like notes for me to go back and then like refine when I'm actually ready to do it, and I might change the perspective of it all. Anyways, point is, I can't. But I think back to Lone, who posts his art, irrespective of how I think he feels sometimes, and yeah, I fucking can't. I got a nut up, and yes. Although I don't know what value, I don't know if man, if somebody is like, it's awful and I hate it, I'm gonna be broken inside. I'm too fragile for this nonsense, you know what I mean? So, spin. And then this, a measly 80k, disgusting, and an 11k per hit on the basic attack. And we still have a little bit of attack to get in her base substats, which is crazy. Anyways, what we're doing right now, though, is we're just trying to get some shards.
The lovely smell of all my prey.
As always, she's wildin'.
Stay behind me. Lotus
And
pervade.
I gave her nothing but energy recharge, and it shows. I didn't want to do that, but okay. This. 12k. 12k on normal attack, gang. And that's her spinny attacks that are fast as shit. Actually, probably not spin attack, but still. So pull another, so are we pulling anything good today? We are, maybe, probably, possibly. We only have a measly 23,000 left. Well, actually, we only had a measly 21,000, but because Kuro just had a Game of the Year nomination or whatever, what do you call it? They gave us 1,000. Which I feel like if you're going to do 1,000, you might as well do 1,500 just to make it a 10 pull, but I mean, I'm not going to hit a gift horse in the mouth. I just think it's a little odd to not go all the way. Nog says, I've been in a story reading mood. I'll have to. You don't have to. You could do anything else. You could do anything else. you could do like, you know, you could read other Tolkien's, so much other stuff. I could suggest you some manga that are much better. They have colors and they look great.
The smell of all my prey. I engraft you new.
I engraft you anew.
Loading. Durability.
Stay behind me.
And this.
A change of perception.
Bucket will pop out with this. Hold charge, and we do slashies to build up this. We already have enough, apparently.
Catman11234 said, when I made the story channel, it was just for when people are comfortable. I DM in an Overlord RP server, so I understand that feeling of, this isn't ready for others to read without cringe.
Well, first of all, that's awesome. Fucking that's awesome, Cat. That's ballsy as hell. So when I find someone to DM for like D&D, and it's not just their friend group, but they do it to like everyone, I'm like, damn. He's gotta be like everything. I think everyone needs to realize everything starts as cringe. Everything is cringe until somehow, some way, you believe that you like fall into the idea of the story, and you're like, okay. I don't know. I have like mixed feelings where I like the thing that I wrote, and I think it like. I think if I were to be like, hey, this is a fun way of writing, like, and again, it's kind of like it's in response to all the other stuff I wrote. So like chapter 1 and 2 of my story, at least that I was writing, was very long-winded. At least it felt that way. It felt like I really went into the depth of it, which I didn't think I was bad. Maybe chapter 1 it was not so good to like really sit in it too long. But again, I always think maybe like it looks like a lot, but it's only probably like 3 pages or 5 pages. It's not as much as you might think. But anyways, the point is that the 3rd chapter was where I wanted to kind of like up the tempo, because I was so slow at like, this is how this character feels, and this is reasons for all that, without trying to bog it down. I was still trying to be a little bit conservative in that way, but yeah. The game turned up to is the game still too loud? Oh wait, no, that's what Kat said. Okay. Is the game still too loud? Because I could adjust it downwards. I like it to be loud so you guys can hear the actual like dialogue and campaigns, because that's always my pet peeve when someone's gonna do story stuff and it's like, and I'm like, I can't even hear what anything is being said. How my day goes good, Rain? How about you?
Terminate.
How's your day been?
Stay behind me.
This.
Shackles be gone. A change of
Born from ancient roots.
There it is. Yeah, again, we are in the age of doing too much damage, which is not a bad problem to have, but noticeable ever still. Okay, we're gonna pop.
Vitality sour.
He froze me. There we go. 40k. You've ruined it.
Lone Syndicate said, I mean, some people would find my art cringe and would find it good, but over the years I've learned to be proud of what I create.
Yeah, I don't think you would find it cringe. Well, again, I don't think anyone would find it cringe. I think people would find it. How do I put it? Like, to me, I think it sounds fucked up, but I think literally everything is all about what you are. So like Lone, every single time you've shown art, at least to me, you've given not a single iota of like hesitation or anything. You're like, here it is, I'm proud of it, and this, and I don't think anyone is like crazy enough, evil enough. There's people who are evil enough, but the point is that like you set the stage for how people do things, and even though I know that, it's probably impertinent for me to not be like, hey guys, I'm really feeling insecure about the fact that I just shared my story with all of you. It doesn't mean that it's there's like a bad feedback loop there that I know exists, and you're far better just to be like, hey, I think this is really good, because it's almost like the adage, what do you call it, that exists where it's basically like a tip for communication, but it's expect people to like you. And that doesn't mean to have like an ego, but like, look how great I am. It's just simply about, if you go into a conversation with the feeling that people will like you, you'll show more of yourself, you'll be a little more loose, you'll be a little more calm, and the net bonus will be better than you if you were have like, oh, they're gonna hate me, they're gonna think I'm shitty, they're gonna think this and that. So it's just a net improvement. But I feel like, to me, I have tension build up if I'm lying. I'm not very good at lying. It makes me feel like, yeah, that's why, like, if anyone asks me about anything, I tend to like, give a response, even though people would be like, this is gonna get you into trouble, or you haven't thought about this enough, and I'll even say that, but I find that hard for me. I'd rather like get rid of whatever the hell's building up in me, like this feeling of being like, oh well, yeah, am I gonna say the wrong thing, or like I don't know what the right thing is. That's usually my takeaway. But yeah, I that's what I kind of mean when I was talking about my thing, is that I know it's probably
11,234 said, are you comfortable with receiving feedback on what you've shared so far?
Well,
I don't want to say anything if you just wanted people to read it.
No, you can absolutely, give feedback. The issue that let's turn it down like this because I can't hear the text to speech. I'll try to express myself properly here, but give me a minute, because it's kind of hard to do this while you're also fighting this shit. Yes, that still seems loud to me. I don't know why that's loud. Anyways, it's hard to like to have a good conversation about something that you don't even know whilst playing a video game. It's like I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say and how I feel, but also here's some extra shit to just make it so that you don't make sense at all. I'm like, great, all right, great. I what do you call it? I would be open to having feedback. The issue is that like I have the feeling right now of like what I shared was basically me being like, here's the overall layout of how I want things to feel, how I want things to kind of be. I think given people don't see the previous 2 chapters, maybe it seems like it's just like this, then this, then that, then this, and all those things. So that it feels weird. Like it's like basically almost like I feel like if someone was to give me criticism, I would want it, but I also would want that person to know that like this isn't really done yet and it isn't really formed, and all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? It's almost like a person being like, I have notes, and then you're like, buddy, I got notes. I got notes, a lot of notes on what I think I didn't do really well, and so on and so forth. So it's not that I'm like not wanting to receive that criticism, so to speak. It's more of like a, buddy, I got so much criticism from me, but sure, layer it on me. I may not be able to like do anything with it right now, because again, my thing that I want to try to do with that story stuff is to try to get it out, so that I can kind of, because I always have, I've done this before, where like I've had stories in my head, and I always like build them up into these big ways and understand the depth of these characters and how each interaction could be fun and how it could reward the reader given these things are unraveled in this way, so on and so forth. But then, as always, I eventually kind of complete that world to about like 80%, or complete that story in my head to about 80%, and then I move on to the next story, and I start to slowly lose that previous story I thought of. So to me, it's important that I kind of get out each act or each like moment that I think is meaningful and valuable to the whole of the story, and then I can go back and tweak things. That's why, like, looking back on me posting it, I wanted to post it because I was afraid to, and I just wanted to rip off that Band-Aid. But 2, I wanted to also, what do you call it? I think going forward, it would be not a bad idea for me to basically not share too much yet. Like, I think it'd be better for me to write out my whole story, which could take like 6 months, and then when I'm finally ready to like, okay, I want to make improvements given each chapter, that's when I might share the chapter and be like, hey, how do you guys feel about this and that? And then that's where I can actually apply some of the criticism given. So this is the kind of issue a little bit where, like, if somebody did give me a bunch of like, hey, you could fix this, you could try this out, you could try that out. Right now, my priority is not to kind of like fix what's there, it is to try to get out all of the moments and pieces laid out, and then I want to go back and fix it. So like for a person to give me like, oh, you could do this instead, or this didn't really connect with me, is great, but it's like I can't use it right now. I can't really like act on that information, if that makes any sense. Also, we can't fight that thing. We're not really trying to fight that thing. Actually, no, these things do give you stuff. Never mind. This. Please tell me that's electricity. Please tell me that thing's electricity based.
Loading. Durability lowered.
Oh, I missed.
A change of perception.
I need to get the outro skill going, man.
McFlufferkin said, gonna start my Gate to Sovngarde run after my shower. Added a couple spell mods, Apocalypse and Forgotten Magic.
I can't
and
wait.
Possibly Wheeler as a better favorites menu interface. Will report my progress.
I bet that'll be great. Yeah, we have to do this.
Terminate.
Fucking I hate this, man. I wish Kira wouldn't do shit like this. It's dumb. It's just like, here's one enemy type that's a rock monster that happens to be the same enemy type as you, or elemental type as you, so you do no damage. And it's just like, what the fuck is that, man? What a waste. And it's not like you make this fucking, like the supports enough, like give them enough DPS. It's just stupid. I get doing like significantly resistant.
11,234 said that makes a ton of sense, Grin. Bring me back to high school when doing essay critiques and people are giving advice, and I'm saying, dude, of course it's imperfect, it's a draft log.
Yeah, but again, yeah, exactly. But I totally am like, I want the feedback, but I think I want the feedback when I can actually use it. Like, because that's the feeling I have right now, which is like, I wanted to share this thing with you guys because I've been talking about it on stream forever. So I'm like, this is kind of a snippet of what I think is fun about like these things I clearly enjoy. So maybe you'll enjoy them too. But I can't use any of the feedback you give me, which I want to, because I think that's invaluable. Like, you have to get out of your own head and realize, like, okay, dude, you're like, you're reinforcing this thing that I already know through 3 sentences. Like, I get it. We don't need to keep backtracking and making sure the reader knows this thing, trust in the reader's ability to understand this stuff, and move on to the next thing. So those things could be like really valuable, and so on and so forth. Like for me, the one thing that I looked at is the legends. I don't want to say anything yet, actually, because again, I don't want to like seed things that I don't really like about the story part, like criticism I have for my own chapter, because I feel like that could, like, you'd go in, if anyone is going to read it, it could fuck it up as far as like, oh, I'm going into that looking for that same mistake. But anyways, thank you so much, Nong. Once again, Nong's a psycho and says, pre-order the book, pre-order for the book. Thank you so much, Nong. Nong, you're already over the pre-order of the book, if it did exist. Also, boy, you're going to be on a waiting list for a while, because I have a feeling that it's going to be a slow burn. But anyways, thank you so much, Nong. I really appreciate the support. It did update. It did. I updated. Nice. The money counter thing updated. I need to find a way to like track the subs that the channel gets, and also throw it in there too. I might just have to do it manually. Also, Raid says, I'm playing Stardew Valley again recently. Dude, I know people who are playing the shit of that game as well, and they love it. It's like a couple who just gets after it. I have a lot of side activities to do in Night City. So yeah, dude, Night City. There's also a lot of good reasons to do the activities, because they get you like special weapons. Some of them are shit, but it's just for the collection's sake. It's kind of neat.
Catman 11,234 said, I'm def gonna read it once I'm done making dinner, Grin. I'm excited to peep into your mind.
We don't. Okay, well, first of all, it. Fine. Okay. I gotta just accept. Not that you've seen the tree of red personality, maybe because a pistol throwing knife. I will say, Cyberpunk has nailed the like throwing knife sound effects, because it's just so clean. Sounds so good. I think we might have gotten enough. We probably could just get like a ton just by going over here and finding stuff. Also, I kind of need to learn her combos. This is kind of nice for that too. From the research I've done, the best to get Phantom Liberty before Emperor's Quest even appears, because I've done all the. How do you like the one girl, Red, the biker lady? Have you finished up her companion quest? I don't think you'll like her more than what's her name, given all that you've said. But I do think she's pretty cool still. Panam.
Stay calm.
Stay behind me.
Once again, we probably don't need to do all this overkill, because these are enemies that are gonna die in a couple seconds. Reach, man! Dying in 3 seconds. I can't even feel anything anymore. Let's also turn off. Damn it! I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get out of the weird death mode. The weird death mode is apparently not the best damage, which makes sense. It's best. So, look at that. 5K. And then this.
Let's have fun.
I wonder if that also applies to the other thing. No, I didn't want to do that, but okay, well. It's fine. Yeah, so the character has some weird stuff going on, by the way. I should probably explain some of it, because
Catman 11,234 said Panam is cool, but the DLC adds a new yet cut romance-able character that's far better IMO.
Oh, really? I never heard about that. Interesting. Don't spoil anything, says Red. Okay. Still, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Is it... Okay. Okay. I don't know, man. Panam's pretty good. That's an interesting take. I haven't heard that very much. Anyways, what's going on with this character, by the way? I did not know. Essentially, you have your one attack, which acts as like a good single target DPS thing, which is just spinnies like this. We can then switch into this, which then gets crazy AoE swipes, which is pretty good. And she can just Beyblade forever. Very good stuff there. But her best single target damage is this, where she does spinnies like that. But there's something weird going on with her. So basically, whenever we do attacks, we gain up a stack. So if I start doing these attacks, you guys can see that little flame above my health. Well, eventually we'll basically have 10 of that stack.
Said I finished Panam's stuff, yes, Grin. And I do like her a lot. but not as much as
Ooh,
Judy.
still not as much. Damn, that's okay. But anyway, so now we have quite a bit of stacks, and now we can actually use our alt. Alt just we can rip whenever we have it. But we do 50, 60 something K. But we do this, and then we consume those charges, and we do 100K. Everything's dead, so I can't show you. But we have like a crazy surge of damage, where the next couple attacks we have will hit for like 88K each, and really fast. Like right now we're doing 40K still, so it just gets crazy. So we just can shred whatever's in front of us, which is pretty cool. But that's kind of how she's cycled. And then you should switch off to her because she only has like, I think it's like 10 hits, get a massive scaling and damage. So that's kind of how she's played. So it's really like melee things, then use her like blossom pop, that is her conservo energy, then you're basically ripping. And then her ult, I don't think her ult does anything specific besides just like a good chunk of damage. Let's see.
Understood.
I thought it was just a little bit basic, but I did max it out. I 10'd everything, by the way, because I was like, fucking send it. Attacks the target dealing havoc damage. The attack can be performed in mid. Yeah, so it's just a big old pumping of 1,000 damage, basically. Not bad. Ooh, it's a lot of energy, though. Anyways, let's keep killing stuff, and then we will continue with the story, and then we will begin to wish. Oh God. I hope today is the the day that works out, and we have another day that already worked out. So yeah, it's a lot to ask, but still.
Loading.
Also, do we need
The feeling of pain.
and this.
Stay
We
behind
do
me.
this, and
Lotus
then
Brigade.
this, and then this. All those hits should give us a thing. Then we activate this. Then we switch to you. She blooms, pops off. I don't time her one thing very well. We can pop like this. Pop! Damn it, I can't see it. Hurry, hurry.
The lovely smell of all my prey.
Look at that. Solid damage. Solid. And then if we want, we can switch to this.
It's getting fun.
Get over there.
Let's have fun.
I am curious about that. Maybe the echo set. I was gonna think, does the echo set also benefit from your weird scaling? But see, this is where they get us.
Lone Syndicate said, thanks to those 1K gems, I'm one step closer to the weapon.
Ooh, one step closer, Lone. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. Everything's dead. We can switch out of death mode. But yeah, I'm happy that we're starting to do the numbers that I see, which is around 4,000. I wish people would have mentioned that like they maxed out every single stat. But yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just her alt. Sorry. So sorry. Oh, I may need to blow my nose. Ah! Ah! Man, pop my ears. Raid says I was.
Lone Syndicate said Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, thank you. Ooh. You ever bless someone 3 times because they're just going off? Yeah. Oh, my ears are popped. My voice sounds weird. Ha! Ha! Yeah, I was playing with some friends earlier this week, but I've been playing solo cause nobody's online. Yeah, man, what do you call it? Do you find that you play those games online more, Raid? Or do you find that you play them by yourself a little more? Sounds like you play with your friends quite a bit, but I don't know, man. Something about those games that I feel like are peaceful, you know? Not that it wouldn't be good with your friends, but I don't know. I feel like I'd also
Caution is advised.
want my world to be like at peace a little bit, you know?
Catman 11,234 said, do you think you'll ever play Cyberpunk? I know you're not a sci-fi fan.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. I love Cyberpunk. The issue is the same reason as I haven't played The Witcher. Oh! The same reason as I haven't played The Witcher. What do you call it? I would love to. It's
Lone
just that they're...
Syndicate said, Grin, I have come across 3 VTubers this past week, and I can wait to show them during the Hangout stream.
You can show it to me now if you want.
Leave it to me.
I'm curious what they might be. But I was going to say, yeah, it's not out of me not, like, wanting to play it. It's out of me not really MMOs and like big games like that are such a time sink, and so much of my life is like making content, which I quite like, that it makes it so there's not a lot of time. Like again, if I were to kind of like abandon or heavily step back from making YouTube videos and stream more, then absolutely, like and stuff like that, then that would make more. That goddamn gnat, goddamn! I finally got that fucker. Yes! Sorry, this has been this gnat that's been only coming out whenever I've eaten food. He's just like, ah! And it's not even a gnat. It's like a fly. It's like a big fly, but like a tiny fly. But not. It's not a fly. It's like a big gnat, I guess. Big ass fucking thick gnat. Anyways, sorry. Just kind of left. I came out left field. I think we're probably good to have enough of the one things now. But yeah, that's I would totally be down to play Cyberpunk. The issue is that I like the time sink. Like I have like these aspirations in my head of like one day I'll go back and play The Witcher 3 and like download some armor mods.
G-Red said I was still able to experience Panem scenes though lol. I have a mod that makes Lizzie's bar functional, with a lot of explicit brain dances to choose from.
Damn!
Including all scenes from Companions.
Hot damn! Crazy! But yeah, also there's a part of me that like I want to do something, but it really helps when it can be done in VR, because it makes it so that I can kind of like right now I was kind of like, oh fuck dude, what video should I make this week? And I appreciated a cat giving us a suggestion. I think it was Cat who said like you could show off the swordplay between Skyrim, Blade and Sorcery, and Bone Lab, and just like show people what that's like. And I thought that was a really cool idea, but I was like, that requires me to like jump into like 3 games, and again I still feel pretty creatively depleted a little bit, like from like streaming so much. It makes it so like I don't know, you don't have as much like brain juice to be like, all right, I like it's almost like you draw for 5 hours straight, and then you're like, let's go paint, and you're like, okay, I just drew a lot, but sure, I guess, you know. So it has and if you do that for like 10 days in a row, and you're like, and then maybe you love drawing or whatever. But so you do it a lot, but I think there's a point in which for anybody it's like, okay, this is a lot. I'm kind of sick of drawing a little bit. So so what do you call it? I'm trying to find something that like wouldn't require me to go in and like jump into 3 different games and get footage and then try to like come up with a narrative story that's interesting across those 3 boards. I want to do that video. I probably will do that video because it's a really good idea. But I wanted something that was kind of easy, and what we just did last week was play a lot of Skyrim VR. So I wanted to kind of make a video showcasing and talking about Skyrim, the Mad God Pack, in relation to what I thought was interesting, which is basically remasters, and how the one thing that comes to mind when I was playing that mod pack was it's like what I thought Skyrim looked like in the past. So I wanted to kind of make a story about that and tell people about that, and kind of have weird like anecdotes about how, you know, for like a little bit of feeling, I realize this is what people feel when they get like a remaster that they really like. I think to some extent, I think this is hearkening to that to some extent. So yeah. Let me over here condense all this to this. But I don't dislike sci-fi. I don't like boring sci-fi. So like, a Starfield to me is the best example of boring sci-fi, which is just like, it's rockets, spaceships, and like just a ton of human beings. Mass Effect to me is my kind of sci-fi. Granted, Mass Effect might be fantasy sci-fi, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. So yeah, that's why to me, like, and I feel like Cyberpunk fits that bill, where it's different enough to be like, ooh. I also think Witcher's the same thing. Like, again, I really would like to play those games. It helps when there's a VR slant, because it's like 3 justifications opposed to 2, and that justification is that, oh, it could be content, and I'm like, ooh, I could share my like wonderful experience with another person. That's like hella important to me. Where is it here? No, it is this thing. It's the weird magma sludge. Yes. We're spending our resin on that. I'm trying to get close to maxing out our girl, essentially, and it's fighting me a little bit. Raid says, I like to play Stardew Valley with friends, but I enjoy playing it solo. When I'm bored of other games or just want to do you treat Minecraft in the same way or nah? I know people is like home is like Minecraft. Like every year they're like, it's time to go through another Minecraft phase, and they're just bang, back in it. Still a game I haven't played. But I probably consumed like 7,000 hours of content of it. Fluff says, wondering if that mod includes scenes with other distinct NPCs. I remember Jess called with more. Yeah, probably. I could see that. People getting after it with being like, hey, Night City is literally like, I mean, I guess it's like a, but like, sorry, Night City, half of it is like the philosophy of everything in Night City is profit. So like your body itself is considered to be, it's just a lot. It's just a little edgy, I guess, for me. I like it. I just, it's a lot. It's almost like, oh God, stop. Yeah, see, they die too quick. I wish I could increase the thing, the resistance. I do that with Terraria. Terraria is one that I feel like I kind of get. It kind of feels like Minecraft to like what do you call it? Fluff always says I should try like some of these games out of my comfort zone, like that look like I'm like they just don't look like what I normally enjoy as far as like the appearance and all that stuff. Shallow as hell as I am. Yeah. This.
Shackles be gone.
But basically, yeah, I've seen a lot of people suggest Stardew, or not Stardew, sorry, what you said, Terraria. But at the same time, let's also do this. Attack. I keep fucking up my combo. I should really finish my train of thought. There we go.
McFlufferkin said Mass Effect is specifically a space opera style of sci-fi. Personally, Shadowrun is my favorite version of the cyberpunk genre, followed by fantasy and pre-Disney Star Wars.
That's interesting. For me, I would say mine is probably fantasy, modern day fantasy, which I really like, which no game has really tapped into yet.
Catman 11234 said, speaking of games out of your comfort zone, add Mount and Blade Bannerlord to the list.
Yeah, that's a great example of games out of my comfort zone. They look very cool. But again, it's like Mountain Bannerlord, which I'm sure is awesome. But then there's also like Skyrim VR modded, where I can literally be like, and like have a bunch of necromancer skeletons fight for me, you know, which is kind of fire.
Lone Syndicate said I've sent them green.
Oh, you sent them? All right, let's see. Lone is went down the VTuber rabbit hole, as all of us tend to do on occasion. That's my Discord. Not yours. Let's see what this is all about. Okay.
McFlufferkin said Fantasy Star rather. I love the sleek futuristic style with energy blades and space magic.
Fantasy Star. Okay. Yeah, I haven't played that. I heard a lot of people like it though. Hopefully that's blurred out so I can show you the one that's the newest there. But anyways, okay. Honestly, stands out. Looks like a dead Little Red Riding Hood witch. Honestly, but I don't hate it. I don't know if I love the. It does work in a weird way. It does stand out. Like our weird lipness test of like, hey, what do you call it? Is it different enough that you're like, you do a double take and you'd see? I just don't know if it has any curiosity. So it stands out, but I don't know if it hooks me to want to like see what's going on. You know what I mean? But it is definitely stands out. Pale ass skin, weird like inverse eye tattoo stuff, and Little Red Riding Hood pigtail things. I don't know what story she's telling though with the whole thing. Is she like a space thing with like weird suit, or a doll with this little tuft thing here, or is she a wizard but she also has a mechanic thing? So is she possibly a mechanic of some kind? Is she the Wendy's girl but
Lone
died?
Syndicate said this is Yomi Quinley, and the reason I was hooked was because it reminds me of that one character from Elden Ring.
That would make sense. See, that's fire. If somebody made that like a porcelain doll with like 18 arms, you can tell the fan art community would have a field day, first of all. But I can't show you because Lone uploaded one that we cannot show that is 90% booba, and it's too much. But anyways, then we have this one. I like it's cute. Again, I think it doesn't. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. I don't like that her hair becomes like the other horns. That's a little weird. There's like horns, and then there's hair horns, which I think is weird. But it actually, I do think it stands out in a cool way. I will say it like the tan skin is stuff like that. Tube top does feel like it's something I've seen a little bit before. But I like the fact that it's got elf ears and whatnot. I don't know what she's supposed to be, like a succubus type thing, because she's got the tail and the thing, or fallen angel possibly. Kypris, cool name, Kypris. I'm not the type to cheat, even in games. Brain dance don't count. Don't count. That's something that's totally should be in the game. I'm not the type to cheat on people even in... Oh, I see. Oh, I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Terraria definitely takes some getting to used to because of its... Yeah, that was kind of my point a little bit. What do you call it? Raid was basically that, like, to me, Terraria seems interesting, but I also have that, like, abrasion because it's not...
Lone Syndicate said this
a traditional
is Cypher's reason why I clicked on her is I'm pretty sure I've made this model in a character creator of some game.
Okay. I do find I've always dug these type of horns more though. Like I you know how like the horns that come right around the fucking thing like a crown? I've always thought that was infinitely more sick than just the jagged spikes. Like I think Fate Stay Night has a character that has like bone crown and it's kind of similar where it kind of almost acts as like it goes around your head. It's just wild. Dude, I'm subscribed to these fucking channels, man, that upload music, and it's just nothing but tits. Okay, but the music's fire. Anyways, but I'm subscribed to this one channel, and the dude's wildin'. The dude who's like making thumbnails and shit for it is just insane. It's like a picture of one of these characters from fucking Fate Stay Night. I think she's like the ruler person. She's tall as shit, all that stuff. But anyways, it's like the main dude is like... The main dude is like hugging her thigh, which I think is the same size as him, and he's like kissing her stomach or something crazy, and it's just like you're getting real close to the wire, my guy. Mob says, "When's Skyrim VR?" Mob, Skyrim. Well, first of all, we're doing this whole month of streaming, Mob. So we're doing. We did like a fun co-op game for the first week. Then we did Skyrim VR for the second week, which was a ton of fun. And now we're doing...
Lone Syndicate said you don't want to show the last one, Grin, or should I post it in another
I don't want to show it, but you can post it in another tab. It's just a little bit too much booba. I always worry when like there's too much skin of booba, even though like no nipple or whatever showing. YouTube censor stuff could be like, that's a bare titty. And I'm like, no, but it's kind of close. So I kind of get a feel I got hit by it. But anyways, the third week, which is what we're on right now, will basically be gacha games, which we quite like here.
Those types of brain dances are VR Hadada, so I agree on it not counting as cheating, especially considering that Red's romance choice is Judy. It's her job. She wouldn't take offense.
Yeah, this is a weird conversation because like it's a game, but like I guess in the world you're role playing and this kind of stuff. Sure.
What do I think of you? Your smile.
Yeah, to me, I guess, like, I get the idea, like, I agree, but at the same time, like, Fallout, basically, I don't like the idea that I have to do a whole nother fucking playthrough, just to be like, what happens with this person? That's a little annoying. So, like, as far as convenience goes, I'm like, this makes sense given this is not real, and I wouldn't do this in real life, but, yeah, this is just, you're saying, like, for my moral ambition, I have to restart a whole nother playthrough? That's crazy. I got that time, I got time, okay? But anyways, so the third week, so next week, I think something you might enjoy, Mob. But basically, we're gonna do a first-person Elden Ring playthrough. Playthrough is it's a stretch. We're gonna play a first-person Elden Ring mod, and then the week of the next month, that's when we'll decide what we do. Or Skyrim VR, whatever.
Even in games, I never understood people wishing Baldur's Gate 3 allowed polyamory.
I mean, man, it makes sense to me when you don't have that much time to do a whole ass other playthrough. Like, it's not about polyamory, it's about, like, having to, like, replay the entire game just for one fucking romance scene? Or, like, for some, like, character information? It's like, god damn, man, it's a game. I don't want to have to replay all this. Baldur's Gate maybe is a bad example because the whole point of the game is to replay it and do different choices. But every other game, it feels like, it's like, man, this is like so much friction for like not the cost worthy of that friction. You know what I mean? I always wish there was a game that did that.
G-Red said I even got a text from Judy about me experiencing those brain dances. She can see what people watch, and she was happy I enjoyed them.
McFluffican said without mods, you can't romance both Judy and Panem, as each of the 4 companions have strict sexual preference.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where like to me, I would. It's not my preference, so to speak. As far as like, it just doesn't make game sense. It makes like
said, I just don't replay games for new romance. It's more like the new romance is the frosting on the cupcake of playing the game again.
Yeah, I can see that at least. I understand that there's like a carrot on the string. I just think Yeah, for me, like there's a thing where like it's almost like people who are like, no, you need to play. Like I remember there was a big push back in the day where people were like, every game you should play on hard. Every game you should play on hard, even though most games just literally crank up health and your capacity to die, and that's it. They don't actually make it harder. It's just everything becomes bullet sponges. But you should do it just because it makes you a better gamer or it does something like that. And I'm just like, why are you telling me how to fucking play? And this also doesn't have any positive effect on the experience of you playing it, at least to me. But to me, what do you call it, as far as storytelling works, because I think that's something interesting. So like to me, I always thought, I watch a lot of manga, I read a lot of manga, and I read a lot of manhwa as well as anime and all that stuff. And one thing that is constantly, unfortunately, persistent in this weird thing is this like weird inability to tell a romantic story that isn't eventually going to become a harem or is in purgatory hell forever. So to me, I always thought it'd be really interesting to like play with those ideas, essentially. Like if you were in a world of violence, pain, brutality, where like you're dying constantly, I think the world would change as far as its capacity for connection or intimacy and things like that. I don't think that's like a far-fetched idea. Now, whether you think it's morally right is a different thing entirely, but I think as a storyteller, it is interesting to me to be able to push back on something that other people think that they could never accept. So like maybe, like one of the things I think it tells you if you were like have some kind of capacity for like really wanting to tell stories is imagine you listen to your friend and your friend was like, dude, I heard about this psychotic, crazy bitch who fell in love with like a serial killer in prison. Like what a psycho. Like, what a horrible person who, like, I just can't even imagine how someone could do that. Maybe it's fucked up, but there's a part of me that's like, well, you could probably see how that could work to some extent, right? Like, I want to push back, essentially. I have this natural inclination to be like, well, I mean, what if the person was, like, crazily abused by, like, her step-parents or something like that? Like, this girl. And this person went to jail for killing her parents. That no one else would save her. Now, maybe you don't feel morally great about it, but I could start to paint a picture where you kind of start to go, it's not right, but in this specific context, I kind of it's fucked up, but I kind of get a part of it. And it makes you uncomfortable a little bit, and that's what good storytelling, I think, does. Dude, do you know how fucking insane it is that fucking Game of Thrones makes people love a character that in the first episode is incestual with his sister and kills a child. And then by season 6, people are like, you know, this guy's kind of not the worst. That's the power of storytelling in a fucked up lens. But it's like that, to me, is the same thing I have when I hear people say about, like, oh, polyamory in insert game or whatever, could, like, I don't like it or could not work. My brain has a capacity to be like, well, imagine if this person was like so selfless, so kind, and I never expected anything but constantly gave. And never expected anything and couldn't at the end of the story change anything or choose anything. And he was entirely fine with like dying alone. And if you were a person who was like, no, this person has done so much for me, or all of these things. Maybe it sounds gross because I don't have the opportunity to actually tell you a story. I'm kind of weirdly sounding like I'm justifying it. And know that I do not prefer that. But I think that it's possible to tell a story where you could justify that and make the reader be like, listen, I don't think this is okay. But in this particular context, okay, I'll allow it. Okay? And I think that's like the most fucked up but beautiful thing about storytelling. And maybe that I'm alone on that. But I think that's what I think when I hear stuff like that about the whole Baldur's Gate or not being able to choose multiple partners and stuff like that. So on and so forth. But let's do that also. Let's see if we can finally put one of these skills up to the point in which I want it to be. Max this out. Fluff says, pretty sure there are some polygram options.
Catman 11,234 said Cyberpunk on very hard was fun to me because the reward of beating bosses and enemies at that difficulty felt more realistic to me. As everyone being super cyborgs means everyone is hard to kill.
No, for sure, Kat. I think that there are some good examples of like difficulty played on hard correctly, but I think most people like got lost in the sauce. So like there was a big push, like I said, about people being like, you should play every game on hard mode. And to me, I was always like, you're like, I get what you're saying, but like you should be saying the right thing or like the more correct thing, which is there are some games that really make the feeling of victory much better by having played it on hard mode, justifying the fact that an enemy is difficult because of XYZ. My favorite games that actually like have hard mode that makes me feel satisfied is a realistic mode, and actually make it realistic, meaning that you get fucking nuked in a second, but the enemy also does too. Instead of you sitting there having to like chop down like a cyber guy's health by like shooting him a million times with bullets that seemingly do nothing. Like that's what I dislike. But again, maybe in the context of like feeling immersed in this world, it's like, yeah, but is it really that, like, is it more realistic or immersive when you're just fucking like unloading a Gatling gun into some dude's head and he's just like, bitch, please, I do this all day. So you're just taking it to the face and you're like, Jesus Christ, what is going on?
Lone Syndicate said so like realistic on Fallout 4 GRINN.
Yeah. There was another game that did it too, but yeah, I think that was one of the games that also did it. Yeah, realistic is my favorite thing.
McFlufferkin said, I do like the consequences of trying to romance both Triss and Yennefer in Witcher 3. It's a big case of karma for that version of Geralt. I'm not necessarily pro-poly romances. Options are nice.
No, for sure, yeah. And I think that, to me, makes sense given the story. Because Geralt fucking, like, he abandoned Yennefer to, like, in his daughter. Like, so there's already a weird bad blood there as far as, like, his inability to, like, choose and, like, leaving these people behind and then being for these other people. So I think that actually makes a lot of sense. But I think if you were to take the same story of Geralt and you took away all of the, like, weird bad happenings between Triss and Yennefer, and Geralt just continued to invest in both of them and help them with whatever they needed, and all that stuff. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, Yennefer and them realized that, oh, we always keep coming to this person for help, and or keep continuing to, like, be, and he keeps showing up and being there for us. It wouldn't be shocking to me that something like that would be like, okay, I don't hate you as much as I thought I did, and things could settle. Again, you'd have to do so much legwork to, like, not justify it, but, like, make it make sense given their perspective, that like that could even be considered as an option, you know?
G-Red said very hard in Cyberpunk is certainly the best way to play it. I'm using smart guns with melee focus and using David Sandevistan, among other things.
Yeah, what do you call it? To me, man, the build that I still see, Red, when I see Cyberpunk is the nanowire build.
Admin 11,234 said, in the context of shooting a cyber guy a ton, soldiers in Cyberpunk have armor implanted in their skin, armor on top of them, stuff like steel bones and more. That's why it felt realistic to me.
No, I get that it feels realistic. I just feel like eventually when I'm unloading, like, magazines into someone's head, there's a point where, like, I'm like, like, have they not made better bullets? like it feels like unrealistic. Not that it doesn't, it's like there's a difference between justifiableness and then, like, satisfaction of like effort put in, I guess. And my favorite is when both are satisfied, when, like, something can be justified, that this thing is a bad bitch, but then also that, like for instance, imagine you're playing Fallout, and imagine you're playing on a realistic mode, so long as you're able to, like, penetrate the head, you're usually able to knock them dead, and so long as, like, even when enemies start wearing helmets, so long as you're able to get to, like, a rifle's caliber, you're probably gonna fucking take their head off. But you still die in, like, 3 shots and you can bleed out, right? But then there could be an exception to this rule, kind of, like a Deathclaw. Like a Deathclaw running at you, you can shoot that thing 5 times in the head, it's probably not gonna fucking do much. But that doesn't mean that you make Deathclaw like this unkillable boss that takes endless damage. You would just justify bigger weapons being required. So an anti-materia rifle, 1 shot should be able to fucking take out whatever the hell is in front of it, essentially, like explode that head. But it should make anti-material, like, bullets rare as fuck. So, like, there's still a way, like yes, this thing is the exception to the rule, but also this other thing is the exception to the rule. So, like, I like that.
So that's your build then. My smart weapons are not pea shooters, especially when combined with my projectile launcher and hacking to debuff enemies.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, to me, I seen this one build, dude. It made me so want to play the game again.
11,234 said, I do heavily agree that some games, especially Skyrim's legendary difficulty, just say you do 25% of your damage and the enemies do 300% damage. Have fun.
Yeah, get fucked.
I find that lazy.
Yeah, get fucked, loser. You're like, ugh. All right, finally, we are, guys, we have maxed out this character to the highest possible point you can. Oh, also, that's what I was going to do, because we were in combat. Shit. This. Oh, you guys didn't remind me. It's your fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault. This. Attack percent. Confirm. Okay, where is that thing I dumped points into? Upgrade? Is this you? No. I put points into something, and it... Oh no, where is it? Is it one of these? Yes, yes it is. Okay, good. That was the one. Heavy attack HP, disgust me. This attack percent, auto. Oh yeah, sorry, but that Cyberpunk build, Red, it was just like it lets you slow down time so much and use nanowire and like jump across the map. So you ended up it looked like exactly the gameplay. You know, you guys remember Fear? Like Fear, where you're playing like a Marine and there's like this creepy little death girl following you and she has got like telekinetic powers and she's like cutting people in half and shit. It felt like you were the POV of this wraith, like the little girl, just like cutting people in half and like making their head explode, jump across the map, cut in half.
Lone Syndicate said the game that comes to mind when it comes to harder difficulty done right is Devil May Crystal's iconic Dance Must Die mode.
I didn't mean to do that, but yeah. What do you call it? Yeah, there's Devil May Cry is weird because it's also in that category of like just lets shit rip, you know what I mean? Like if you're in like into the fighting genre, I that's the one where I have to disconnect quite a bit because I'm not that. Like I don't like when an enemy is taking I want to be like, hey, you're not doing 18 combos and like sequencing them perfectly together. Get fucked, you're doing 2 damage. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm built for that type of gameplay, you know what I mean? Ooh, critical damage, critical rate, and flat attack percent, but that's definitely worth investing in. Bang. So if you guys don't know, apparently, as I found out because of a video Lone shared with me, but essentially, Lone was telling me that video showed that a havoc damage and then attack percent was actually best for this character. We get HP and it's a percent, and heavy attack, that's actually pretty huge. The heavy attack is not terrible. It would have been nicer to have attack here, but that is not bad.
11,234 said my Cyberpunk anime swordsman build is the time slowing combined with skills that add duration and reduce cooldown per kill, and a sword that increases attack speed per kill. Buzzsaw mode, go burn.
Yeah, I was saying that sounds pretty sick. Sounds like similar to what I had in my. There we go. Okay. Oh, I still have one more thing. I guess I'll do this daily quest real quick. But then we will finally continue with Camilla and her bullshit and see if she is like, hey, I got like 1,000 dimensions in her head. Heavy attack is useless. Oh, is it? Oh, great. Well, that's fantastic. Well, 17 critical damage isn't, and the chunk of critical rate is also not bad. I don't know if I entirely agree with the video who said like critical rate. It's better to have like 80 critical rate and more than critical damage. I think it's a toss up. Like I think it's. I get it. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a difference. Maybe. I know his point didn't stand though. Of like. What do you call it? The biggest damage number that you kind of have with this character. This. Yeah, is her Blossom. So if that doesn't crit, then you're losing out on a lot of damage. So that made sense. I'm not trying to say it didn't. Yeah. This. But yeah, what do you call it? To me, I think it probably sequences out. Like, yes, you may not detonate and get that crit often, but I still think whenever you do detonate, you're probably gonna annihilate whatever you do. You know. I don't want to waste my points on you. I want to waste it on this. Pop. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a good bargain.
Useless idiots. Much better. And that bloom is going to hit so much harder if we're able to get her C2, which, I don't know. I don't know if we are. Yeah, basic attacks, but yeah, it is, but is it better than, like, critical rate, critical damage, and all that stuff? What are your guys' stats? If you're coming for me for having 2 out of alignment.
Syndicate said yeah, saying you need 90% crit rate, you lost me at that point.
Yeah. What do you call it? To me, I think I get what he's saying, but like I don't know if it's entirely like having 60% critical rate. I think is pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's like I'm almost at 300 critical rate, and honestly, I was stupid and I did something dumb with my artifacts. Basically, these 1 and 2 artifacts, I needed to make space, so I just wanted to get rid of all of the HP artifacts that were that were in like this, like damage havoc set, because like you don't need HP typically on havoc sets because it's a damage set anyway. So yeah, so I just thought I'd get rid of all that, but I think I ended up toggling HP like this. And then what that does is it basically makes it so that anything that you see, like HP is constant, so you need to only have it as percent. So I ended up deleting, like, I think a lot of the damage ones because it was also considered not a percent. It was considered like everything is HP when it comes to one tiers. So I fucked up in that way, if that makes any sense. Doesn't seem like it does. Also, what? Oh, I can upgrade this. Nah, not yet. All right, where is the thing? We did the quest. Bang, bang, bang. Nope. Square. Guess this. Good. Got some gems, and then the quests. Woolly Camilla. There it is. Oh, it's going to immediately put us in the actual quest that we had backed out of? No, it did not. Oh, maybe it did. Keep listening.
Lone Syndicate said my Camellia has 121% or 71% crit rate and 265% crit damage.
That's pretty good. I bet that's plenty. Yeah. Is everything in the right alignment? Because for me, mine is these two. These two have a very low critical damage stat hit. It could be anywhere from 10 to 20, and it's only 13. These other ones are like 17, 18. They're pretty close as far as getting to the highest possible point of critical damage. So these two could be better, improved, and same with this one. These last two I could improve. And it's funny because usually you have an abundance of 1 tiers, but I do not. Because I didn't do the right. Again, I used all of. I burned them all. I burned them all. But if I get that, I think I can push myself to having 300 critical damage and 160 critical rate, which is pretty absurd. It's like, yeah, that's pretty nuts. That's not normal. Oh, also I should probably turn off the sounds.
This little troublemaker is clever, having set all these traps. But now its core is cornered here.
Hope that's loud enough.
It can't run any further. I can handle it easily when I find it.
I'm also sweating. Give me a sec. Oh no. Keep talking.
It's a pity I got separated from him.
They are in love with the side boob, let me tell you.
I wish he could see what I just saw in those alternative timelines. Can't wait to see his reactions.
We always met.
If I hadn't returned to the Black Shores and become a bloom bearer again, it was still possible for us to reunite. I saw it. Whether as a wandering traveler or as a Fraxidus member, I got to meet him anyway.
Cool. And there's the other lady.
I've sealed my memories, letting the past fade into nothingness.
Nope, I still need an attack 3 cost and 1 better 1 cost. Ooh.
Did I make the right choice?
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I never realized how crazy you're like a perfect character in this game could be, because you only can ever like roll 1 stat. So in Genshin, you need to hit like critical damage 5 times, but in this game, you only need to hit it once. But it can hit from anywhere from like 10% to
Catman 11,234 said this bitch is focused on blooming, while I'm focused on glooming. Alpha grind set. Cool.
Alpha grind set, baby.
Is that
the alpha grind set shit?
They said this matrix contains Lady Flora's information, so this must be something I had experienced in the past.
It's kind of annoying that her heavy attack doesn't work because you hold charge it, right? Which you think would imply that it's heavy attack, you know? Doing the hold charge.
Sealed memories and this cave. Seems like this is what Lady Flora last saw before she decided to seal her memories. But he has already made his choice. Now I must make my own choice too.
She doesn't want to be forgotten, or not forgotten, wasteless, whatever she said.
I'd rather die than live as a useless nobody.
Wasteless. I don't know what that was about, but yeah. Huh!
So I knew him before. That's it! He's a magnet for all kinds of fun. Now let's see what else we can stir up.
Alright! This is where we basically left off. So we're now caught up to the story. I can't wait!
Guess I'd better not use my forte, or I'd be at a disadvantage when he catches up later. Is it a flower seed on the base?
We ran through all this shit.
That flower is craving a flower seed. Guess I should place a seed there to unlock the gate.
I will say, also, we need to grab another one of these to do the other thing.
As I expected.
What? No, pick up that. I ran, so I guess I dropped it. But what was I gonna say? Dude, playing the shorekeeper, she's a character that doesn't fit.
The flower seed has unveiled the hidden path. This space seems to defy its creator's will to aid me.
Because you're hurt. What? Anyways, what am I trying to do this?
Crimson.
I wasn't sure which one to hit. But shorekeeper is like this soft-spoken, very like slow moving character.
Lone Syndicate said yes, it is a hold charge, but one of her inherent skills converts it into basic attack damage.
Okay, I see. That makes sense. But anyways, what I was gonna say is the shorekeeper. It's so weird with her being so graceful, like a god-like level lady, like a goddess. But then she's just like haul-assing like a football player when you're playing her in game, and it just looks weird. It's very off. Whereas she looks kind of normal when she's running.
Is ahead.
It's like a ballerina type.
If this is indeed the final moments before you sealed your memories, let me find out the reasons. Let me see why you made that choice.
Got it. Also, is Scar also part of... I think that's a different faction. I think it's a different faction. Ooh.
After all these years, he still made that choice. I never asked him much about the Black Shores or his past.
This is cinematic as hell, dude. I feel like we're gonna get a grudge lady just popping out of the side. I don't like how there's like TV wiggle lines. If that makes any sense. Hello. The art direction in this game is pretty fire.
I didn't care. As long as we were both happy when we crossed blades, I was happy.
What if I wasn't happy by constantly having to throw down?
But now he wants to leave and even abandon his memories?
This is a companion quest. It's kind of interesting that they're talking about something that seems very, direct with the story.
Doing all of this for what? A so-called better outcome?
That was my Discord.
For the Black Shores, a better future must mean saving Solaris. I don't care about that at all.
Yeah, so the Lady Flora is also not very chill or sweet and kind.
Why? Why do I have to lose my only beloved playmate, my most cherished opponent? Here at the Black Shores, he's the most trapped one by far. Is this an illusion from the past? Looks though I had this guess while in the previous junctures. He was indeed the former Black Shores leader.
I'm not... So she's like, I want my playmate.
My rebel index has worsened. The doctors and the shorekeeper said I need rest.
Lone Syndicate said she's blooming green.
They mean well, but I know myself better.
Yeah, I mean, some people turn into wonderful flowers. They bloom in a beautiful way, and then other people turn into hateful people who want to control other people's lives, or destroy their decisions, or resent them for the decisions they made.
Rest won't help. I've lost my anchor. He's no longer here to rein me in.
Girl, you sound immature as hell. I'm sorry. She's like, where are you to make me feel better about myself? You're like, what? What? You're a child. What are you doing?
I've started remembering things from before I came to Petalfall Village.
I mean, honestly, dude, it makes kind of sense. If you look at a lot of people who are like kind of like have disassociated personality stuff or anything, it all comes back to like weird childhood trauma shit, where like the kid in you is like, I'm trying to fight for our life in here.
Huh. Was our encounter there a gift from fate or a curse? But now, thinking about the past will only make my overclocking worse. He's gone. I can choose to wait, but will he really return? What if I'm already dead by then?
Does nobody age in this world?
Bolty said sup y'all.
Sup, Bolty?
What if I never see him again?
Oh, there it is. There's the crazy happening.
Dead is dead. It means the end. There's no point in imagining all this. Fearing loneliness and death. These emotions are so unfamiliar. So strange. The lovely smell.
Enemies to fight and kill. Let's go. And max stacks. Pop. Ooh. Easy breezy. Is it time to wish ha once? Ha! Oh, a purple. Wow, actually, that's it's not terrible at all. It's a sword. I have so many weapons at this point. Thank you, though. I appreciate the
Bolty said, by the way, Grin, regarding the story tab, I wrote something about using threads and posted some screenshots for that.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Was thinking the same thing. Bolty was basically like, I'm like, I know I've seen people do it where they basically like they post a chunk, like it's like a chunk. And that's just what it is, a thread, which would have been much better probably for the whole tab situation. But I didn't. I thought you had to set up a browser thing for that. Yeah, I thought you had to set up like a tab or like you had to set up the channel, to be able to accept that. But I have no idea how to do that by my lonesome. But now I'll look at that video and that will probably help. Honestly, Welty, if we talked a lot about the story stuff at the very beginning of the stream. I don't want to kind of over talk about it again. But yeah, I have thoughts about stuff, which is there. But I don't want to overtread ground.
McFlufferkin said threads are temporary unless we get a bod to keep it from expiring.
Oh, okay. 3, third one. Yes. Fourth one. Fifth one. And now we wait. We'll do another 5 when we get the urge.
What happened? My chest feels so tight, and I feel a little unwell. I must be affected by the environment.
She's about to
gloom. My
gloom.
body and emotions
Or bloom,
are...
whatever.
This stellar matrix is starting to fight back. I'd better hurry up and take it down.
Ooh, I wonder what it's trying to tell you. Also, is there shit? What? Spinning. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's just like a spinning thing. Gotcha. What about the stuff down there? I wonder what's over there. I'm gonna do my stuff, then you can see how I do. Okay.
What are you yearning for?
And hop.
Vitality sour.
Go back to your previous self. I don't want to be in this state.
A little treat.
What? Do we gotta like hit this from afar? What did that do? I don't know what that did.
Let's have fun.
Didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Boop. Rotate. Up, maybe? Is there something over there? No, there's not. Well, maybe. No, probably not. I wonder why we could put the thing there. Perhaps it respawns if you fuck up and fall off.
Bolty said, oh man, that sucks. Then the threads disappear after 3 days normally?
Cats, it's time for dinner. BRB, Grin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Can't fucking see you again if not. I love you. Goodbye. Oh, my body. Oh. I'm also sweating my ass off. I don't know why, dude. I feel like I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold, even though I just did. I feel like it hasn't left my system, maybe. Ooh, the threads are temporary through oh man, that sucks when the threads disappear after 3 days normally.
McFlufferkin said, yup, threads do not last long unless we maintain them.
Remind me I gotta get dinner too. Enjoy food, gang! I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know if we're really connecting with Camilla. Or Camellia. Might be a shock to some.
The lovely
yeah.
smell of all. Let's have fun.
I always fuck up the spiral thing. There it is. Then we're gonna pop.
Don't run. Keep the dance
Bang!
going.
40k. Easy breezy. Some of this.
Supper.
Reach, you stupid. Get over there. There. 10k on the swipey swipes, man. Ha. There she is. Her past self, Lady Flora. Camellia, I actually quite like more.
Even with treatment, I'll barely be able to maintain my current state. But constant overclocking and forced corrections will ruin me in the end.
Why is everybody on the brink of death, man? They already did this shit with the Chang Li as well, where she's like, could die at any minute. Don't know, feeling cute, may die. And it's like, stop! Please! Why? Why is everyone like, I'm on the brink of death because of powers? And I'm like, Jesus! Give me a person who's like right out the hop, ready to go. The Let Die videos help me. Thank you. You're welcome, man. Thank you so much for getting some value out of it. Appreciate you. How about... Alright, here we go. Maybe she has some sort of insight.
I can feel my energy and power draining away day by day. Even if he one day returns, what will I be able to do for him? Trapped in my body, needing his pity for love and attention.
We might be the baddie.
If that's how I'll end up, I'd rather die on the spot. I will never become a pitiful weakling like that.
My body, it's acting up again. Is it the surroundings?
Are we standing in like a field of her flowers, basically? So when she died, she just like set off a whole thing?
Why am I always held back by overclocking? Damn it!
I mean, to be fair, I feel like when our character did talk to her, he wasn't like, hey, I'm with you. It was kind of like, I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble. So, like, she's inferring a lot. I don't know if we're the bad guy here. She might just be like...
It's time to go.
Yeah.
To where I met him. It will be closure for me, for this cherished connection. I'll leave the bracelet he gave me here in the Black Shores.
No, we might be the baddie. We actually might... They're going to drop some, like, he told you something so sweet. This is a corrupted-ass looking world, man. We zoom in. Wah, 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 wah. Looks like a what do you got? Stranger Things. Stranger Things vibe. Upside Down, I think is what's called.
I can't just sit here and rot away, clinging to old memories. There is another way to keep overclocking from eating me inside out. A way to control my emotions. Stop the past from haunting me.
Oh.
A way to forget it all.
Huh. Interesting. So is that what's killing her? It's the past? So her emotions are fluctuating, which is causing her to overclock? Get those emotions in check, man.
I will abandon my memories like he once did. sealing them away.
Lone Syndicate said I am over here trying to get an attack 3 cost and all of a sudden the game only wants to give me havoc damage bonus.
Yeah, that's how it happens. You have to, Lone, has anyone tested if it's better to run 2 attack instead of 2 havoc, or is it best to run 1 havoc, 1 attack? I don't know. The math is weird on that.
Sanity is a gift from him. I will not give it up that easily.
Oh, she's crying. Or it's raining. It's one of those anime things, I don't know.
I am one and the same with my instincts. Like flowers thirst for water and beasts hunger for flesh. With or without my memories, my instincts will still guide me to him.
That's pretty cute.
When we meet again, I hope he remains my worthy opponent. Friends or foes, united and unbound. It's a dream come true.
Indeed. That's the choice I would make.
So we just kind of perfectly cater to her insanity, and she's just like, hey, it is what it is. It's not very romantic. It's kind of like twisted, but I didn't expect much, honestly, outside of that.
I will bloom to my fullest. Follow my desires. Till the end of it all.
Our silly gloom nonsense has really infected everything that's near that. All right. Dude, honestly, I'm going to say a lot when we get to the end of this, but it very much feels like a really edgy teen wrote this story of like, it's all about instincts and they're connected to one another and yet they still want to fight, but there's also some like love there a little bit. It's like the same person who is like infatuated with Draco Malfoy, and thinks they're the hottest person. I feel like wrote this, and I'm like, hey, you're unhinged. Oh my god, I'm not here to kink shame, but that's yeah, you're not long for this world, my dear. Oh golly. Anyways, but 2 weeks in a row and all that shit. I don't know. We need to break this. Hop hop. Yeah, again, I have never taken quite as much of a 180 on a character, if I'm honest.
McFlufferkin said, where there's doom and gloom, while Cam goes bloom in Wuthering Waves.
Everyone can't help but gloom. Damn flowers. This is very pretty. Again, the art design guy is cooking, let me tell you. Art design guy, the camera guy, also same person, just out here killing it, all right? Whoever wrote the Shorekeeper story, get him back, okay? Because he cooked. He cooked real good, and this is a lot. And I don't know what to feel. And I feel like yeah. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I'm not gonna say too much. maybe they had us in the first half, okay? But maybe we'll take it home. I don't have it.
Lone Syndicate said give both of those guys a rip.
Yeah.
Head. One more step. I can't die here.
Open. Clearly not that an image. It's an image over a wall. All right, please. No text-to-speech. Hold off on text-to-speech. This is her actual story.
I passed the Bloom Bearer test. Take me with you next time, please. I'll try my best to control myself for you, dear master. You'll abandon all memories and start over? Where are you going?
Having been there so many times, I thought I was used to overclocking.
Are you? All that talk about power, about being free, and now you're just a loser.
Shut up!
The lovely smell of all my prey.
Oh.
Come be Be
Can I
my
jump?
prey, sweet little birdie.
Jump! Get up there! Well, he's not taking damage. There we go. It finally spawned in. Thank you. 90% of the problem is me just... I gotta be patient, I think. Reach!
Consume and be consumed by power.
Hit. There we go.
What's wrong with that?
McFlufferkin said, bro, nice,
I
overclock.
have
Yeah, nice. Over.
plan to drown here.
Spin to win. She stopped for some reason. It lit up.
How pathetic. Everything will be forgotten anyway. What is the point? What do you know? Oh. You will never be his equal, ever. Forget and be forgotten. So what? Rover, I traveled far and wide in our time apart.
Lone Syndicate said, does this
Fate led me
count as
back to
Cam
you
getting humble?
No text to speech.
time. Once I was a nameless traveler, passing you right by. Once I joined the Fraxidus, and we met in battle.
Oh.
I may forget you again and again, but as long as I still have my instincts, I'll always gravitate towards you. And I know you'll find me at the end of it all.
It's very cute and good, but I didn't get that leading up to it. Is the problem.
Let's crush this pesky creature together.
Also, I wasn't giving you trouble. I was just trying to give it. It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to be like,
Bad timing.
there's like a moment happening, and I want to try to give this story as fair of a shake as I possibly can. You know.
Let's have fun.
Melee, 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 and wait for spiral.
Fighting by your side feels so good. My heart, my pulse, my frequencies, the vibrations are driving me crazy.
All right, we're laying it a little on thick, my dear. Relax. She's like, I'm about to gloom or bloom. Both work. Synonymous, some would say. Hurry up and die, my man. Ah, fuck it, we'll do this. Spin to win. Edit. I have a lot to say. Too much to say.
Such weaklings. I haven't had enough fun yet.
This is the bit I don't like. Everything else is pretty acceptable. This bit is just so boring. Weaklings, this and that. I want a fair fight, and that's you, because you're big and strong. And I'm just like, oh my god, stop. It's just, I don't know, it's not hitting, it's not connecting with me. Camilla smiles while before joyfully going back.
Anyway, where did you go after that? How did you find this place?
Tell her about what happened. Silently, we did that just now, yes.
You saw those possible iterations of history too? So you really were the leader of Black Shores.
Yes, I'm back.
Welcome back. Glad to see you again. I saw a lot of interesting stuff. I woke up in that cave a decade ago, traveled all across Solaris before I ended up back at the Black Shores. The Matrix showed me several different iterations of my past. Looks like even the smallest deviations can lead to entirely different outcomes. But one constant remained. You always saved me, and we always found each other. Our encounter is preordained in every future. My beloved seed, my only rival.
That's pretty cool.
And you just helped me with my overclocking. I won't let it happen again. Gotta make sure to show you my best.
The stellar matrix should be temporarily deactivated, since its core has been dealt with.
I got a lot to say, but I don't want to ruin
Let's
it.
go back, give the coordinates to Beatrice.
It is a cool concept.
And this mission will be over.
Eternal rivals, very neat.
Then, can I have the rest of your day?
What do you want to do?
Fight, probably?
Let me keep it a secret for now.
Okay. Thought, sir. Okay.
An unexpected discovery.
Let me ramble at you. Let me be a little unhinged for but a moment, okay? Okay. I don't think the story is particularly bad because, like, the jot notes are not terrible.
G-Red said this character, while fun in combat, is certainly frustrating personality-wise. Kind of exhausting. I do like her soft side, though.
Yes. So, for me, what do you call it? That's the thing that I think they fucked up on. I think the story of Eternal Rivals works. I think also the story of, like, destined people together works. I think what they failed at is, like, trying to shoehorn in this, like, crazy personality. Like, she's a predator, and she's constantly, like, the only thing she cares about is stuff. They kind of tied it in with instincts, and, like, that's how she finds her way back to him. They could have done it with destiny, like they did with the Shorekeeper, where there's always just some sort of pull towards one another. I just felt like her, like, again, the things that worked for me were the fact that there's different dimensions, or, like, not different dimensions, there's different, like, iterations that she's seen where they still find each other. I think they could have used that better. I think they could have shown, like, moments where we're, like, growing old together because, you know, eternal rivals. Maybe this is a dimension where you fell in love and she became your wife. Maybe there's a dimension where, what do you call it? You looked after her daughter or something like that she had. So, like, you could make it so that you're eternally tied to this person. Or even just eternally battling this person, etc. But I don't feel like we really got that. I feel like we got, like, 2 instances where she had her ponytail and we met her and she was kind of sweet, and then we had another instance where she was exceptionally combative, and then we've seen another thing where she dies, but it all felt a little bit disconnected. Like, there's one instance where she overloads, there's another instance where it just got messy, essentially, where I don't feel like the through thread of, like, being internally connected was felt. I don't think. So that, to me, is where I feel like the story kind of disconnected to me. I did like the idea that you're, like, the idea of eternal rivals instead of eternal, like, spellbound lovers or something like that. I like the idea that they turned it on its head in that capacity. Again, where I disconnected the most was the execution of these ideas. Like, her as a character, I feel like, didn't give me that feeling of her, like, again, she felt like a character that says a lot without meaning any of it. Does that make sense? So, like, she's like, oh, we're eternal spellbound rivals or something like that, or you're the person who I yearn for the most. And every time she speaks, the voice actor, I think, does such a bad job about conveying the fact that she is, like, in any way, like, I don't feel like she likes us at all, really. I find she is, like, has moments where she almost feels like she's being forced to say something. Does that make sense? But yeah. I thought the voice actor, as much as I don't want to give anyone trouble, I thought was pretty bad.
McFlufferkin said, I get that gacha games are essentially a harem protagonist simulator.
To some extent, yeah.
But this is feeling more and more like high school fan fiction.
Yes.
The side stories do not leave me feeling connected to the units.
Well, I would say that to me this is like a standoff thing where like the Shorekeeper story, I haven't had one person who hadn't come forward and said it was fucking amazing. And it does really well by like this idea of like a what do you call it, the romance kind of like I wouldn't say harem-y, but it does very much feel like, oh, this person is this other person's whole ass world, and that's very endearing to like hear that story play out. This one felt super jaded, like, or like disconnected, like it didn't hit. Like, again, I feel like somebody wrote a good story about like, this is what we're feeling about with like A, B, C, but the execution of it just felt like messy and lost. And like at some point, a person was like, we should add this too. Okay, go back and say that again, but this time we want her to be a little bit crazy. So instead of like leaning in the fact that you care for this person a lot or that you're eternal rivals, instead kind of say it like you're a little bit insane and unhinged, and like try to make it so that that you're like, you have some sort of bad will with this person because, you know, he left you subconsciously, so that's the thing. And it's just too complicated to make anything make sense. It's just like a mess, essentially, where like I didn't get any of that. I got the end there. It was kind of endearing to see her kind of be like, hey, we're eternal rivals. News to me. I mean, you kind of talk about always wanting to fight, but not the I guess they do talk in some capacity about like the desire to want to fight, and that being the thing that like she chases after. But it became so much more about her being like a psycho who just wants to fight, and not her being alone and finding this person that basically kept her safe, didn't judge her. It didn't do any of that. Like those are the things that would have validated, at least to me, all of those variables, right?
McFlufferkin said the main story quests that involve the major plot, 1.1, and what included Shorekeeper were good, but when it's all about one character, they have very little stable ground.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought Shorekeeper was a companion quest. Maybe it was like a tried and tested, you have to actually play it, which I actually think is a good idea, because I thought it was like, it's something that people shouldn't miss. But yeah, but then I heard people say like great things about Encore's quest. So, and I think it makes sense where like there's clearly like a team who's making the main quest, and there's clearly a team who's like, you're given this one thing. And I think, I cannot stress enough how I feel bad. I don't like saying this, but I did not care for that story at all. I like the concepts. I just felt like it didn't make me hate her, so there's good. It's not like the electric girl who's the puppet master, who I genuinely think is just toxic and terrible. I didn't hate the idea that you're like destined with the main character. That's kind of an interesting concept. I just don't love the main character, like her. Like, again, it feels like the wrong thing to take away from, hey, you know what's really weird? Is there's some girls who really like bad boys. Let's do exactly that without changing anything. Let's make it so that there's this bad girl who always wants to fight and throw down, and she's kind of toxic and mean, but then she has moments of like constantly wanting to own you and possess you. And it's like, it doesn't really make me feel special when she wants to own me to only then fight me. You know, if she wanted to own me because the person wanted to be like, stay by my side, help me through life, and go through every trial with me, then those are the characteristics that you find attractive. At least I think dudes find attractive. Not this idea of like, yeah. Anyway, so I feel like, again, this is a poor example of like a person who is writing a story taking, again, it's like the same thing of like, let's make a really powerful female lead in a video game, and then she's just the most toxic, like unhinged person on the planet. She's like the worst parts of a dude manifested in a woman, and it's just like she's like short temper, refuses to say that she made a mistake, and has way too much pride, and they're like, they're gonna love it. They're gonna totally think she's badass and not an asshole. Like you would think if that was a dude, he's an asshole. Like I feel like the same thing is this, except instead of like a powerful male lead or male lead, it's their depiction of like a powerful bad boy, and it's just like it misses because you don't account for the things that like are actually meaningful in that archetype. Instead, you take like surface level shit that means nothing and actually ends up being kind of yucky and doesn't hit. But alas. They probably have different writers. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They probably have different writers per given person. I will say, though, that I thought they were...
G-Red said same could be said for most modern-day written women characters.
Yeah. And again, I think the best...
Catman 11,234 said best part about watching GRINN is that he can both entertain and critique the writing of the entertainment.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'm the last person that should critique writing. These are just things I feel like I disconnect with, I guess. But I appreciate the sentiment. But I will say, a beautiful contrast to like this to me not connecting is the Shorekeeper questline. Shorekeeper blew me away. It was like, holy fuck, this is exactly how you write a character that's both mysterious, that like you love, that you have like you immediately take a character that you've just spent like an hour with, and you're like, I will fucking burn this whole world to shreds for this one character. Die. It is so good. It is that good. And I feel like, again, that's the A team, and we got the B team that shit itself this time around. All right, I'm sorry, I did not like it. Again, I don't mean to be needlessly unkind, but I can't describe how I was so excited for this character because she was basically that's the thing. The thing was simple, man. The idea was like amazing in concept. It was literally like, hey, you know what? A lot of people, not a lot of game, gacha games play with. It's the idea of what if there was a main heroine. Like a female lead who was really interested in the main character, almost to the point where she was stalking him, where she was keeping tabs on him, and ultimately she was willing to help him at every possible turn. Most fucking women in anime are like this super disconnected, like tsundere, where you're having to like get their attention. It was really interesting to see a person who was like running towards the main character and like trying to vie for any of his affection. Like, that's an interesting archetype that you never see in fucking anime or storytelling. You always see like the coy girl and all that stuff. You don't see someone go for it. And then they're like, by the way, and there was an implication that she was a little like psychotic, like a little unhinged, hence that she was stalking you and shit like that. But they just like ratcheted that up to 10 and were like, that's what she is now. She is the crazy stalker girl who's mentally unstable, who has this hyper complex like backstory, and you're like, well, I just wanted a girl who like thought I was cool and like was kind of unhinged, but not like this. It's kind of like, it's literally everyone who goes into a relationship saying I can fix her, and then you're like, oh my god, I know I'm getting yelled at every day. I thought there'd be good aspects. I'm just getting the shit kicked out of me and slapped. I got my head slapped in like 10 fucking times a day. Anyways, I went back. I was watching.
Beautiful beings are beautiful. Precisely because of their transiency.
Catman 11234 said it's that one pic of the versus tuber that has mascara running down her face and the craziest expression / grin with the caption, "Some men don't want to fix her."
I should try to smile more, you say? Like
McFlufferkins said, hell,
No.
ZZZ 1.2
Maybe
sold
like
me on
this.
Piper and Lucy. I wasn't as repulsed by them as
I may
many
have
others
overdone it.
vocalized, but their roles and interactions in the story and trust events made me appreciate them greatly.
Now, despite all that, as much as I was not 100% locked in to the main companion quest, I actually don't hate the ending. Like the ending, like I said, about like the concept is neat. Like concept wasn't the problem of like, infinite, like eternal rivals through every timeline you're destined to meet and
Like
either be a friend or foe, but regardless you're together.
Maybe like this.
And that to me was not wasted. I thought that was an interesting concept, poorly executed. But
I should try to
it
smile
is
more.
time for us to wish another 5, 1. And Hatu. We'll do probably 10 pulls after this. Oh! Is that 3? Let's say it's 3. And this. We should be getting to the max point of a 10 pull, which will guarantee us a better chance at a 5-star and a 4-star. 4-star. Boom. Skip. Didn't see any twinkle. I think this is one more, I think. This is our last one. Let's see if I did the math right. I'd be really bad at that. Let's see. No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was 10. Not 10, though.
Ranger Donjon.
I had too many of you. Get out of me.
not?
Okay. Let me see. It's the one pick of the VTuber that has, wait, let me see. Fluff says, I'm trying to catch one everything. Breaking too hard on tropes, I didn't feel the way about most of the stories in Zenless Zone Zero. The character stories are all really great about connecting you to the main side story. Yeah, I also, like, the last story I remember from Zenless, like, I agree, I enjoyed the story of Zenless quite a lot too, but last story where, like, again, like, what do you call it? The Caesar basically fucking yeets herself into the fucking lava. And then just happens to get lucky and comes out the other side. Like, yes, there's foreshadowing because they talk about this legend, which is not terrible. But the fact that she chose to fucking, like, to jump into a fucking thing, and our character's just an asshole not doing anything. The last thought I have about Zenless is a bad imprint of the story. But if I take away that part, that literally that one scene, I would agree that the whole of the story is significantly better and nice. I would say that significantly better. I like both stories, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's that one pic of the VTuber that has a massacre running down her face and crazy expression / grin with the caption, "Some men don't want to fix." Yeah, there's definitely things like that. Well, people out here be wilding. Oh no! Oh, it's tough. It's tough. We finally have gotten to the point. Ooh, hit me.
Lone Syndicate said, "Grin, I'ma need you to do the character quest in ZZ."
Which one? I haven't done any of them. In fact, that's the one thing that I haven't actually accomplished through that one means. Let's wrap up the quest, because we're not done yet.
Welcome back. Glad to see you safely return. Thank you for your hard work.
This sounds like Shiri. She's definitely not as disjointed as Camilla feels. Yeah.
A stellar matrix is no match for us. Easy peasy.
Have you received the coordinates?
Yes, thank you. Leave the rest to us. By the way, Camellia, Shortkeeper asked me to remind you, please use the medical pod in good time.
What? My symptoms are already gone. All right, I'll go later. She really worries too much.
Showkeeper is the best.
But she helped keep my bracelet safe too. I owe her that. Shall we go?
Lone Syndicate said, "I've done all the standard character quests. The best one, I must say, has to go to Rena, with Lycon coming in second."
Ooh, okay.
Let me think. To the surface. Veiled Rock, the starting point.
Right, she wants to spend a day with us. Right. Teleporting us? Hot damn. Is this where we first met? Oh, shit, this is where... No, it's not. I thought it was. It's not. But look at this. Bang.
Raidnade said, "Grin, I forget, did you ever finish the 1.2 story?"
When I found those photos, I made
McFlufferkin said 1.2 was a solid vacation episode. They handled a faction that has little relevance to the main plot. 1.3 I haven't done yet, but I figure it's setting the stage for 1.4.
Yeah, I also thought 1.2 also... I did finish it, Raid. I what do you call it? In Zenless, I think the reason why I say I'm not sure if they did just set the stage... I think they also... what is it called? That ending scene from the... After you're done doing Caesar's quest, where you find out that, like, you were raised by a scientist that was responsible for, like, nuking a city, essentially, is pretty big, like, thing, I think, you know?
Photos are great for capturing memories. Take some photos of me.
Oh, she can do peace signs? I think I've seen a thumbnail like
this. In the past, others recorded us. But now we'll have to do it ourselves.
What? Others recorded us? What a creep.
Consider it a tangible keepsake. They last longer than our memories. A moment frozen in frame. As the Black Shore's leader, a small task like this would be a piece of cake for you, I bet.
You can take an image, can't you? Like, yeah. What are we talking about? Follow Camilla with the slow walk.
Lone Syndicate said they recorded y'all. They must love to watch.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say. Some weird stuff. This. Ooh, a little close. A little close. Cute. It's not great. It's not a very good picture, actually.
Stay focused. Don't take your eyes off me.
Okay. Lycan's personal story was the best for me, but they're all worth character building moments. Yeah. I would assume as much. They're all worth
Gnawing
doing.
Fetus said rule of thirds.
I know. Probably should go top left, not top right. Anyways, cool.
Looks good. I want to keep a copy of this too.
I was about to say, imagine if these were made public and the amount of just zoom in on like armpit or like titty. It'd be crazy, I bet. Be wild. Came out so fucking fast. My little tiny legs, I guess. Lincoln, yeah, what do you call it? Like its personality, it makes it best moment. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I keep all the like companion quests so locked in because what? Why can't I take photo?
Lone Syndicate said Lycaean story I feel like is setting up for an epic backstory along with set up for a main quest down the line.
Why is it so far away, man? It's so shit. Anyways, that, I guess. What a bad picture. They give you a photo mode that's pretty garbo. If I zoom in. No, I can't zoom in enough. It's so dumb. You can zoom. That's stupid. You can zoom in like crazy with your joystick.
Excellent composition.
Look how close you can
Quite
get.
the photographer, aren't you?
Hey, you're literally in the center. You're a psychopath. And that's already established, so I get, yeah. But, Raid says, yeah, that's a bit near the end of 1.2 story, which is nice. Help getting to know Faith. Yeah, I like that. It made me interested in Faith.
Do you still have that bracelet?
It made me think like Faith, and I'm like, oh fuck, you guys might be special. Well, yeah, they're clearly, but like maybe have something.
Catman 11234 said stick to writing GRINN. Photography may come
It
later.
may not be my thing. I'm much better about making an image look nicer than taking a proper image. Oh, it wasn't a key. It was a bracelet. Huh.
You can keep it, so a piece of me always stays with you. Since the past between us is a secret now, consider this bracelet our witness.
What exactly is this bracelet?
It's an old one. It was a gift.
Oh, I gave it to her. Okay.
Got it for monitoring my rebel spectrum as an overclocking warning device.
You should have that. It's like giving someone your pacemaker or something. She's like, guess I'll die.
I don't really need it anymore. Told you, I'll never lose control again.
She just hard cuts to her dying horribly. Like, oh no.
Except in a
Lone
special
Syndicate said,
situation
just
like
know
this.
I'ma do some
In
Camellia
most
art at a
cases,
later point. Side
nothing
note,
can
I bet
even
Rule
leave a scratch
34
on
artists
me.
have had a field day with
Oh
Camellia.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I honestly think just artists in general. You give them a crazy lady, they're gonna go off.
I hit jackpot finding the Matrix. It was a blast. But that's all in the past now.
You aren't going to get your memories back? You said your memories are sealed. You're not gonna get ooh, what a choice! Ooh, yes! Look at our options. You aren't going to get your memories back? You said your memories are sealed by Lady Flora. It's almost like it doesn't matter at all. I love it so much. Why give me an option? It just makes me mad.
No,
Just
I'm
talk.
quite happy with things as they are right now. No need to risk opening the floodgates and winding up in another medical pod.
I thought that was the bracelet, by the way. I was not thinking it was a little tiny thing.
Since Lady Flora, the past me, chose to seal away those memories, I'm fully behind my decision. As for the memories we used to share, if fate decides to reveal them, they'll resurface naturally as we continue our journey together. Plus... Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Fate has already brought us back together. I bet we'll have more wild stories to share, and more games to play. No point dwelling on the past. I'd rather live in the moment. Speaking of which, I have a question for you. Are you happy now? Having lost all memories? Living a new life?
Oh, I don't know what to say. Yes? No? I'm not sure. I think yes would be a bit of a punch in the gut. No would be sad in its own right. I'm not sure it would be unsatisfying. I don't know. Yes would at least push you forward. No would imply that it would probably make her happier, but we've already established none of this really matters also. I'm not sure. Am I happy with the character he's made? All this met new friends. The Shorekeeper is awesome. I'd say yeah. Even though I'm sure she wants to hear no.
Is that so? Good to know. I'm happy too. Every moment dancing with you brings me immense joy.
Sparring. Dancing means sparring.
This is where I first set foot on this island. Where everything began. The stars. Tethys records all data on Solaris, capturing countless possibilities born and fading away.
Yeah.
But in every possible scenario, we always find each other.
Yeah, we established that. Yeah, that was said.
All paths in the stars converge towards this single endpoint. So, the universes where we didn't meet must have all perished. Only this one survived.
Great.
If the universe were a flower, then yes. This must be the perfect world for a gardener like me.
That was kind of cute, at least. It's cute. Are they going to win us in the last half? That's cute. Okay, they did do what I suggested. They do have moments, maybe. Yeah, we've seen that one already. It's reuse.
Catman 11,234 said, "GRINN, I don't know if I want to fix her, to be honest." Maybe that's coming from someone who's missed 3/4 of this story.
Yep. It's not, yep. I would fix that one. That one's fixable. This one,
Lone Syndicate said this song I dig.
I do think it's nice. The music in this game is always really good. The three things that are S tier about the storytelling is always the cinematography, the art design, and music is always, I find, good. But yes. Well, this is nice. I will say this part's nice. I will still stand by my statement. I think it's a fractured story that has good points as far as like the story idea behind the story, but I think it's executed very poorly. I think it's messy. I didn't get a lot of the things that are trying to vibe with me. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but I did not love that. I thought it was a good story executed poorly. That's basically what my ending thoughts are. Camilla's doing things, breezing on the skin. Yeah, again, I think the concept of eternal rivals, very fun, very neat, all that. But doesn't quite hit for me. Why does she look so tiny? Oh, maybe it's because Rover's is huge, possibly. We do got a little cute bracelet. Yeah. Maybe the Shorekeeper set like too high of a standard for me, but hot diggity. Let's just do one for the road. Lone says, you did the song. What's good? VV says, ooh, this arcane.
Lone Syndicate said, "I do wonder, are they setting these quests up for part 2 down the line?"
Maybe? I don't think so. I didn't really get a vibe of part 2. I think maybe the Shorekeeper, because she didn't technically have a part 1. She's like, it's part of the main story, so I could see them being like, okay, no, here's one that's like more selective about exactly what you're doing, you know? But I heard a lot of people liked Encore story too, so I think it's just teams, like whomever team is working on said update and said character questline stuff. is around, but I don't think it's a lot. I think certain people are basically tasked with writing the story, and some are flops and some are not so much. But I was surprised, man. There was a lot of advertising built up for Camellia, and I think a lot of people, they knew that. I think oftentimes what happens, man, is the designers will gauge the love of the community for a certain character, and then what almost always happens, like, do you guys wonder what Helldivers 2 is going to be like, if there is ever a Helldivers 2? I have a sneaking suspicion that some asshole executive is going to be like, I know how to make this game 1,000 times better, and they're going to get in there and start like doing shit that's dumb. And it's gonna fucking shit the bed. So I think that might have happened also with Camilla, where there was such a fervent like love for this character. I could see them being like, we should do all this other shit, like really lean in that she's crazy and like make her all tied up in ropes.
Said, I demand a Lumi story. You know? Give me more Lightbulb Mouse.
Yeah, I would be more interested in Lightbulb Mouse. Actually, Lightbulb Mouse is actually one I'm like, that's gonna be great because Lumi looks awesome.
Lone Syndicate said, I thought there is a Helldivers 2.
Sorry, Helldivers 3, whatever the next one is going to be. The one that comes after the massive success of 1. I've rarely seen like the sequel not be like, what? It's either like nothing has changed or it's just become like it's lost what made it so special. You know, a lot of times.
For God said, can you believe human beings are mad that she didn't see Rover in a romantic way ? They were complaining about too much love for Rover. Now they mad about her being his rival.
No, I don't mind that the rival thing, V. I think that they got lost in the sauce a little bit, V. So like I remember when we first met Camilla. They basically had the idea of the character, it seemed like, was a character that was very much like following Rover around, was persistent about Rover, was almost like, and it was refreshing to see like a heroine who was in pursuit of the main character rather than like a tsundere or dealing with her own shit. It was interesting to see that. I don't necessarily think she needed to be like Rover's wife or whatever. But I don't like the idea that not that I don't like the idea. I don't think it worked that she got like, there was moments where she was crazy and she's like, you're my prey. Like the overarching story is like infinite rivals essentially, or what is it called? Eternal rivals. And that no matter what happens, you'll always find your way back to one another. And then they randomly inject a bunch of shit where she's like, she's crazy. She's like oh, fucking losing her mind a little bit. She's constantly like, my instincts are telling me to fight you. And I just didn't get any like vibe that was positive besides like a very narcissistic psycho lady, and there was nothing for me to find endearing. The reason
Catman 11,234 said, I agree on your Helldivers comment, especially with the next Elder Scrolls. The amount of hype and expectations for a game to surpass Skyrim means it'll either be hated or adored.
Yeah.
McFlufferkin said Helldivers 2 is Helldivers 2. The first game was a top-down, magic-like co-op twin-stick game.
Yeah.
The sequel was almost a full genre shift. Sony is the big problem for its dwindling success.
Yeah. Again, my whole point is that I think like when something succeeds, especially when something did not perceive it to succeed, a lot of people rush to kind of put their name on it and affect it in some capacity, so that they're looked at as like validating the fact that their name's on it, so that when they go to get other work from other game publishers, they can say like, look what my name's attached to, all these successes. Meanwhile, the dude at the last minute was like, fuck, let me like quickly try to change something, or I give my insight into something so that it's valuable, that I would contribute enough to put my name on it. And a lot of times they're contributing, they're like affecting things that they don't understand things about. You know what I mean? But yeah, to me, I feel like the Camilla story, at least for me, I can't claim other people, but what other people feel like. But I feel like it
for
fell
God
flat.
said, I'm still waiting for League 2. They need to get off that spaghetti code lol.
Yeah. Let us bang out some of this stuff. Okay. Let me ask you guys this: what should we do? Because my Camilla is already slapping pretty damn hard. But I wouldn't hate getting another copy of her, because I basically could then buy... I think it'd be set for like a really good DPS for a while, I think. Where like if I go and I look... if we do keep polling for her and we get her... I can basically buy another copy of her with this. So I'd basically be able to get her Constellation 2, which is like a 30% damage increase, or so to speak. It says 120 more damage on your bloom, your like pop, which is where most of her damage comes out anyway, I think. So yeah, I'm kind of tempted to get that, especially considering I'm not going for the second banner and the banner after that. So I don't think the banner after that. I'm not sure. Does anyone know any Leakland weirdness about what the next characters that are coming down the pipeline for for Wuthering Waves?
McFlufferkin said Wayfinder has some big stuff coming before the end of the year, including the return of the Winter Holiday event. Mod support is still coming, but can't happen before end of year.
Oh, I hope it gets here
Lone
soon.
Syndicate said at this point you can either get another copy or you can save the guarantee for Scar.
Yeah. The issue is I don't think Scar is coming next patch. I think he's coming the patch after that. Unless I'm mistaken. Am I mistaken? Does anybody know Leak Land stuff about Withering Waves? I thought it wasn't this patch, but the next patch. Or sorry, the next patch, sorry. Was where Scar is rumored to be coming back. And even still, like so long as I have around 15k, yeah, I haven't heard any leaks for new Withering Wave. Yeah. To me, in my head, I think like so long as I'm going into the future, so long as I stop at 15k, I should be able to get around 20.
V for God said 5-star Glacio Gunner that specializes in CAs and the Havoc support that will help Cam out more.
V says a 5-star Glacio Gunner. Shit! I don't have really a lot of ice people though. Do I? Is it a basic attacker?
Would you like I should try to smile more, you say? Like this?
A Glacio. Is it a DPS? Is it a girl or is it a dude? I'm with you, V. I'm pissed that they don't show us like teases of what's to come anymore. Damn it! But it's like a 4-star that could be very beneficial for Camellia. What does the 4-star do? Is it like does it give her a shield? Because
Lone Syndicate said CA I think means charge attack.
Oh, okay. Shit, man. Oh. The reason why I'm like, is because I want a gunner character and I want a, what do you call it, Scar, essentially. So I'm like, what should we do? Should we wait and... Also, this is the other thing. Where, like, me wishing on this banner is kind of stupid because I don't have any need for these characters. These characters right here, I have no need for them. So if there is a banner with, like, good support characters, like a 5-star and this gunner guy, then maybe... But I already have 2 DPSs. No, sorry. I have Camilla as my main Havoc
V
DPS.
for God said it's a girl. Her name is Carlotta. CA is coordinated attacks lol.
Oh, I see. Okay, coordinated attack. Gotcha. Okay. It's a girl named Charlotte. CA is coordinated attacks. Yeah, I forgot about that. Isn't there also like a thing coming, like a patch that's gonna have like a bunch of dual hit alts essentially, so it like chains off all the alts at once? Oh, it fucked my world up, V. I don't know what to do. Ah, shit. Shit. More information's made things harder, not easier.
Lone Syndicate said that's this patch grid.
Yeah, but I think maybe coming in the next patch, no? Sorry, like next half, I mean. I'd be surprised if it was in this half. Because I haven't seen any way to detonate it yet.
Catman 11234 said GRINN, if you want the next character just pull them and their weapon first try like with Camellia again lol.
Yeah, right. Well, it's also like half of the thing with gacha games is knowing like what you're building into.
V for God said that's in the main story.
Oh, okay. I eventually unlock it. Okay, I see. So it is available. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, half of the thing of gacha games is like knowing, like, right, because in my head right now, the reason why I went so hard into Camilla and was planning on like dumping everything into her up at probably 10k is because I wanted to have a Havoc build or a Havoc team and then a Fire team. And I think what's his name? Scar is going to be Fire, so I wanted to get Chang Li because I think she's going to be a great Fire support, hopefully for him as well. But then I wanted to have a Havoc character, so and buff that. So, I don't really have many ice characters, nor do I have good guns. Oh, dude, this sucks. What if she's like fucking Ganyu? Do you know anything else, V, about her? What does she do that's so good? Ugh. Either sell her or destroy her for me. V, please. So I need some carbs. Oh, I dropped one. It's going to shatter apart underneath my chair. Hot damn. It's not that she's not doing enough damage either. It's just that C1, man. Looks pretty crazy.
V for God said my Jeji and UHU are finally gone, be used to their full potential.
Lone Syndicate said Grin learned his lesson on not to sleep on and skip ranged ice characters lol.
Yeah.
McFlufferkin said you have the standard 5-star pistols selected. That should be decent for that future gunner.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not like it's possible that I could go for the like ranged weapon and gun, etc. V says my Zhu Yang and Yuan are finally gonna be used to their full potential. Huh? Who's Zhu Yang again? Can you give me what do they look like? Kat says, random question. Are you cutting or bulking right now? I don't do either. I just try to stay at the weight range that I am, and yeah. I try to stay around 180 pounds, Kat, and I...
What are you yearning for?
Yeah, I basically stay at 180, and I basically try to stay there, and I...
Lone Syndicate said Jeji is the painter lady.
Oh, the painter lady. Okay. I gotcha. Is that so? Are those both ice characters or are those light characters? I think they're ice. So I see. So those ice characters you have built will be able to pop off. Yeah. And she's not like a charged nuke, right, V? They're both glacier, right? Yeah. V, is there any confirmation on like what they do? Let me ask you this something very more clear. Is she similar to Ganyu in any capacity, or is she a different thing entirely? Because if it's like skipping on a Ganyu where you can basically like aim and drop a nuke, that's super useful. I don't want to lose that. But if it's not that, then I think it's probably better for me to go with this character. And wait. What if the Havoc support... I mean, she's already... I mean, my team is already pretty good for her. Like, unless the Havoc support person is so crazy, I don't know if we're going to be seeing much more bonus, you know? Oh. They're both resonators, yeah. I mean, maybe V doesn't know also. I think maybe V has, like, some intel, but not, like, the whole of the intel, you know? Let's go until we get to 18. Yeah. This. We're not gonna see the glimmer. It's either gonna be, we're gonna work out or it's not. And this. Lone says, V for starters, do you know who I was about to say, I wasn't sure if he would know Genshin's Ganyu. Basically, is it a character that you can aim and like drop a shit ton of damage by using? Another gunner! It's not helping my indecisive mind with giving me so many guns. Oh, another one. That's actually quite nice to have double back-to-back there. That's quite lucky. I said 18, but I didn't say how little. No, didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this.
V for God said the Frosty YouTube channel has a vid on each, but the 5-star Glacio gunner kit is still under wraps.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to look. Damn. We'll go until we get another B rank, or like, what do you call it, purple tier. I'm pushing it. Pushing it a little too far. I don't like it. Man, we must have. But yeah. Come on. Okay, we spent. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see. I can't show it because my video could get taken down. But let us look. This. What should I type in? Wuthering Waves. New characters might pop up. Let's see. This. 7 hours ago. And what was the... maybe this is it. Let's see. Don't say anything. This, we have that person. Yeah. Will he have the balls to show it? Or nah? Is that, oh my god, is that what she looks like? She's like a weird clown thing. Is that like a weird, yeah, is that, Roka? Is that what you were saying? Maybe that's a different, maybe that's even
V
further.
for God said their thumbnail is a cat.
Okay, I think I seen another, oh no, I see Roka is a 5-star Lolly Havoc Gauntlet user, apparently. And I think she's probably coming maybe further down the line. Resonator, Havoc, Amplifier, 20% normal attack by that. Ooh, but she buffs, I see. So she's a buffer for Camilla in that big way. I see.
Bolty said, I finished dumping my stuff into 2 separate threads.
Yeah, that's crazy. She buffs up Havoc damage by 20%, apparently, and buffs up normal attack damage by another 25% for 14 seconds. That's very Camilla-based. After casting a spell, okay. I don't hate the way she looks. Oh, shit. Is this the Zeiss character? That's the Havoc support. Okay, yeah, well, she looked neat, but I didn't know she was also a 5-star. Okay, so then there's this Gunner character. And she also looks pretty good. I think Lone will like the way like her. I think it fits his kind of well, maybe not. I think so. I think he'll like her, but let's see. What is she doing? Camilla, a skill, the flintlock. Okay, so she's a sniper. Can counterattack with a gun. Basic attack. Doesn't seem like, yeah. I mean, I think she's going to be able to do like a bunch of damage, but I'm not sure if it's like Ganyu, which fires a fucking missile that like essentially like does so much AoE damage. It looks like it's going to be a high single target thing.
Lone Syndicate said, but wait, Cam already gives herself so much havoc and basic attack, wouldn't too much just give diminishing returns?
Might, but I also think that it also gives her, so it gives her attack and what is it called? The other thing. I also, it depends on what else she does. Sorry, it depends on like if she gives the benefit of like maybe she gives her like a shield, or maybe she gives her.
V for God said they mad about Carlotta's designs, looking similar to Froliva and Jeji, but she's nobility.
They made boat Charlotte design, looking similar to. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think she looks bad at all. I think she looks almost similar in some ways to the initial version of Chang Li, who I think the first concept art was there. Yeah, if she only buffed her, I still think it would be good, because you just still want to get as much buff as you can, right, to steal more and more damage numbers. I know there's diminishing returns. I just don't know how that algorithm works necessarily in the game. If it's like a complete drop off, or if it's just a taper. But regardless, if that one Havoc buffer also gives her like another useful thing, like I think we're in desperate need of characters that you can like activate their thing, and they give you damage on top of what else you're doing. That can be huge. Yeah, so she's a sniper. Those are the two that are rocking. Okay, I'm kind of more game to wait for clown lolly weird freak girl, because she's gonna buff Camilla, I think, a little bit more than just getting her one constellation would. And also, I have another character that I can kind of prepare for and I enjoy, instead of it just being like you get the same thing but more numbers. So I kind of like that plan better. But this does, I think this tells you the rest. So okay, so this is her skill, by the way. It says summon a tornado that pulls in nearby targets.
V for God said we are also getting a new Echo set that specializes with CAs.
Oh, okay. Can't wait. Yeah. I was about to say, okay, so she summons a tornado. This is what the lolly Havoc support character
Lone
does.
Syndicate said, Carlotta, I've seen the design and I'm not digging it, not sure what it is, but it's not speaking to me.
Oh, really? No? Okay. I was going to say, what do you call it? So, again, her skill pulls enemies in, which is useful for Camilla, essentially. Dealing Havoc damage and sending people into the air, maybe. And then it says, for her forte, her alt, while in the air, Lolica can perform up to 3 consecutive descending attacks, dealing havoc damage for every 100 points of energy. One attack can be unleashed. Special attack acquires rules. The maximum special special energy is 300 points. Normal attack that deal damage to Resonator skill and use intro skills can gain special energy. Definitely sounds like she's made for Camellia, doing weird shit. But it's not quite what I wanted. But it does seem like it makes Camellia better. Huh. And, yeah, and her outro skill gives bonus to whomever she switches to. Yeah, I think like if I were to do the math in my head, I think it's much better to go for another 5-star character. Although it's tough because, no, the one girl, it's tough. If she did healing, it would not be so tough, but she does not. I don't think so. Basically, I'd have to replace the other girl, the like normal attack chain, like the one. What is it? God damn it, I can't think.
Lone Syndicate said, "I shall return. I'm off to shower."
We're probably gonna wind down Lone, so I won't be back by the time you're gone. But I hopefully we can see you tomorrow. But this person, I'd have to replace her, I think, because I can't replace a healer. Healers are too good. Shorekeepers are also way too good. So I only be replacing her, and yeah, then you'd only be really getting what do you call it? A little bit more havoc damage and maybe a tiny bit more attack rate. So it wouldn't be that much. I think I like this way of happening better because I can always choose based on the news that we get. I can kind of decide in the future rather than right now. But I don't know. If that one character had healing, then it would be like, oh yeah, this is a total win because then you could not put the Shorekeeper on, put her on another team, and then still have healing, or even if it wasn't healing, but shielding would also be compelling. But anyways.
V for God said the Havoc support prob gon be a sub DPS.
Yeah, see, that's also, I think that's not as appealing to me is the sub DPS thing because I would rather play. Also, Camilla asked for a decent amount of playtime, not a crazy amount because you do want to you do like a spurt of damage, but it cycles into you using all of your other characters' abilities and going back to her. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not being the best streamer right now. I'm just kind of like, it's a little fucky. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. I think that's a choice we'll make. I think we'll wait. I won't keep going on Camilla. I'll wait until I build up my more gems, and I might go for the Havoc supporter. I'll probably play it by feel. But yes, but it looks like we're waiting. Honestly, we came out on top. I can't believe we got a free copy of Arena. We got a quick copy of the one girl, and we got a weapon to boot. And it should just be good overall. You know what I mean? But ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you so much for sticking with me. Tomorrow we'll be playing probably more of a mix-up between like half and half. A little bit of Withering Waves, probably the Elusive Realm, and then we'll be moving over to Zenless, and then we'll start kind of doing that with the last couple days. But I also would like to play the main story. I think we have some main story stuff here as well, which would be fun to kind of get into and do. But yes. Have a great night, says Kat. Raid says see you tomorrow. Bodhi says bye. McNaughton says peace. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully I can see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.